right, everybody. We are talking about the pretty much the four worst teams out west: the Jazz, the Spurs, the Trailblazers, and I am forgetting a certain team. What team am I forgetting? Let me take a look real quick because apparently I forgot that quick, which is crazy to think of. And we are talking about the Grizzlies. All righty, let's talk about all of them. We'll put them in order. The Grizzlies. The Grizzlies the Grizzlies only bad because they were injured. Let's be honest here. We all being quite honestly, the Grizzlies was only bad because they was injury prone. John Morant was out with injuries. Then Marcus Smart had an injury, and then the team was just whatever. If we're being complete honest, fully healthy. Another one of those Western teams that are what is it? What's the word I'm looking for? A freaking playoff team. Golly, the West is just a juggernaut of a factor, dude. I'm not even gonna lie, this is crazy work. There's way too many teams out West are just too dang go good. But with the return of John Morant, with with Marcus Smart, we still got to figure this out. Is they gonna run a three guard lineup between John Morant, Marcus Smart, and Desmond Bain? With Desmond Bain being the tallest at 6'5", is that the goal? Because that's a choice. I'm not gonna lie, that'll be a choice. I'm interested, but does Gigi Jackson get that starting small forward role, and then who comes off the bench? I'm assuming Marcus Smart will come off the bench. Question is, should he be coming off the bench to make this team fit? I don't know. This is gonna be interesting. I think that started off as a three guard lineup. I think Coach Taylor Jenkins is going to start off with a three guard lineup. And then as the season progressed, he'd be like, all right, well, this is not going to work the way I'm thinking it's going to work. So let's switch this back up. Let's get traditional positions out there. But I think John Morant's going to pick up where he left off at. The things about injuries that people forget that these players are good. You know what I'm saying? It's just what happens because the year before him, before his even when he got injured, or he was suspended, wasn't he? He was suspended and then he got hurt. 25 points, 25 points, 5.5 rebounds, 8 assists. He was rolling. He was rolling before his freaking injury happened, and then of course he's gonna be bouncing back. So this is gonna be a bounce back year. I'm expecting him to continue to keep doing what he was doing. Nothing will change for John Morant. I think he puts up those numbers again more efficiently, I would assume. I think Desmond Bain quietly, and I do mean quietly, put on a really good performance last year. I think he was really excellent. 23.5 points, 4.5 rebounds, 5.5 assists. Probably quietly one of the best shooting guards in the league. We just no one talked about it because the Grizzlies just wasn't good. Like I said, it happens. It definitely happens. I'm not gonna lie, it definitely happens. It's done with Dame, so this doesn't not bad, right? Rest of the team, a solid around team. I think, in my personal opinion, a lot of new mouths to feed, new different dynamic they have to deal with when it comes with John Morant and company coming back. Jaren Jackson Jr. should continue his role as the defensive monster that he is. Now, whether or not they start Zach Edey, which I definitely will. I knew Zach Edey was a Grizzly player when I saw him. When I saw him started playing, I was like, man, he getting drafted by the Grizzlies. He ain't gotta waste my time. I already know what team he going to. He ain't gotta be, or what team he was gonna be a Grizzly, and lo and behold, guess what? He's a Grizzly. That's not surprising. He's gonna be interesting too to see if he can help anchor the defense even more and put the paint on lockdown mode. Similar, because this potentially him and Jaren Jackson Jr. has potential to be a new version of Marc Gasol and Zach Randolph, right? A new version of them, a new era version of them, where the paint is on lockdown because of their big bodies and their defensive paralysis. And then the guards are elite, like John Morant can jump out of the gym. Marcus Smart with crazy lockdown defense. Desmond Bain being a more all-around player. I think this is like the brand new version, a newer version of the grit and grind era, in my personal opinion. You get Brandon Clark back from injury, so we get to see what he can do for the team. Also, to add more scoring, get more space into the floor. like I said, I think this team is solid. I think this team is solid. They just slide right back up there, being one of those teams that they're like, hey, we were a playoff team before we was gone, before all the injuries and stuff, and we still are a playoff team. And they'll be fighting in this hard West, just like normal, very hard West. It's just what that is. But yeah, the Grizzlies is good. I think the Grizzlies continue to roll, continue to be who they are, and they're gonna be a thorn in somebody's neck. Hopefully not my Thunder, because I don't want to deal with that crap. Up next team we're gonna talk about happens to be the Utah Jazz. They have signed what's his name? I forgot that quick. They just signed a player. It was who am I forgetting? Who did they just sign? They just signed somebody. It was I have to take a look now because I forgot. Oh goodness. They just signed somebody. I forgot who it was. I'm bad at this. I know. I apologize. Patty Mills. That's what it was. Patty Mills. They just signed Patty Mills. I know I did all that for Patty Mills. But yes, they just signed Patty Mills. But the biggest thing they did was re-signing Lauri Markkanen to a fat contract over there for the Utah Jazz. He said he believe in the front office. He believe in the team, and so we'll see. Respectfully, we'll see. We'll definitely see. This be because he wanted to get paid, and that's what he did. I'm definitely upset at this team because they took Cody Williams right before my Thunder could get a chance. But I ain't tripping. But this team is figuring out Will Hardy. We need to figure out some stuff. We gotta figure out some stuff. Some of the things we need to figure out is Walker Kessler coming off the bench moving forward, or is he going to get back in the starting lineup? I don't understand why his minutes went down and he was coming off the bench for John Collins. I was like, that's a choice. I'm not doing that. I thought he had a really solid to good rookie season, and I was like, well, the more minutes he gets, it's going to be even better for him. And then instead, they kind of just reversed back, like, and I didn't understand that. I thought he was going to be one of their elites, and bringing him off the bench is not going to help him develop better. I thought he was better than that, especially for John Collins, who's still on this team, where is a player I'm expecting is going to get traded again. I don't know what he did last season. I'm going to have to look it up. Apparently, he averaged 15 points, 8.5 rebounds. I'm going to have to assume he did that, because I don't remember him doing anything, quite honestly. 37% from the 3-point line on three and a half attempts a game. So he was solid for them. Seemed like he was solid for them, but I don't think he should be starting over Walker Kessler. That's my thing. I think Walker Kessler and Lauri Markkanen is your future front court. I don't. Who else would it be? Type deal. Colin Sexton also played pretty solidly. He had a quiet season, also doing what he does, but he's been doing that since he got back from his injury. But people don't pay attention to players on bad teams. But this team is solid. I think this team is cool. I think they are a team outside of the play-in. I don't think they're a playoff team. I think they're a team outside of the play-in, looking in, because I think the West is just that much more stacked. I don't think they might be fighting for they could fight for the play-in spot or something like that. But yeah, I don't see them competing with the rest of the West. I think if they make the play-in, I wouldn't be surprised. But I know they're not going to go too far in the play-in. Let's be honest here. I don't think they'll go too far if they make the play-in. But I think they're moving in the right direction. Hopefully the front office know what they're doing. Hopefully Lauri Markkanen is not wasting his time. And we continue to see how this team continue to roll. In my personal opinion, this should be a fun little team. I think it should be a fun little team. Next up, we're going to be talking about is the San Antonio Spurs. Victor Wembanyama just finished his rookie season being one of the best rookie seasons I think we've ever seen in history. I mean, golly, the man was a monster. But for being rewarded, he got rewarded. Y'all didn't know that? He got rewarded. He went to the Olympics and he helped lead France to the silver medal. Almost beat Team USA. That's crazy work. You know what I'm saying? They right there already after rookie season. I'm like, oh my God. He's gonna just keep developing. This Just imagine the worst version of Victor Wembanyama at the very minimal was rookie season Victor Wembanyama. That's the worst version of Victor is rookie season Victor. So everything else is going to be an increase potentially. But he got rewarded because they got Chris Paul. He got rewarded because they was also able to get Stephon Castle. They was able to draft him. He got rewarded because they was also able to get Harrison Barnes added to the team. He got rewarded for his rookie season play, and that's good. Chris Paul, at his advanced age, he ain't the same Chris Paul, but the man off the bench gave you 7 assists at 39 years old. So at 40 years old, the man can still give you at least 7 assists. He still can play make. He still can get the ball to Victor. That's kind of like that's all you need. And then he's going to be there to help coach up these young cats. You know what I'm saying? Coach up the next guard, Trey Jones. Help Devin Vassell. Help all his team members out. Veteran leadership. Harrison Barnes also going to be there to help out with veteran and leadership. That's just wonderful. You get rewarded. You get rewarded with one of the. I think I have him as a top 10 greatest point guard of all time. You get rewarded with his last few stops. You know what I'm saying? One of his last few stops. And he's going to help develop and help you get the ball and help these players help you get the ball and more stuff like that. And then this team's going to take a step. So this year is going to be a vibe session. Now, if this team somehow gets in the play-in, I ain't gonna lie, I don't even know what to say. I don't think they're a play-in team, but at the same time, I have no idea. I don't know what they might be cooking. Chris Paul, the combination of Chris Paul being added and Harrison Barnes being added, and they all just is working so well together that this team somehow wins like 42 and 40, 41 and 41 or something. And then what? You know what I'm saying? And then they take another step. You know, hell, Chris Paul could retire on the Spurs just to end it all. There's a lot of question marks, but I'm definitely happy that Victor's getting rewarded for everything he did in his rookie season. He's getting veteran help, and the team itself is going to thrive, and it's going to help out his case of being a GOAT. Let's be honest here. He's right there for it. Finally, the last team we get to talk about here happens to be the Portland Trailblazers. And with the Portland Trailblazers, can I be honest with y'all? I don't really care about the Portland Trailblazers that much because they got DeAndre Ayton still. They drafted Dominic Clingan. They still got Robin Williams coming up. They still got Robin Williams who was out with an injury. So they still got to figure out what they're going to do with Williams and Ayton. Because I'm assuming they're not going to be on this team for too long. And I ain't going to lie. DeAndre Ayton becomes available for a team for the Spurs to get to add to that front court. Or DeAndre Ayton becomes available and my Thunder can pick him up. I know. I like the idea of DeAndre Ayton. Even in his 55 games, 16.5 points and 11 rebounds, that's good enough. For me, that's good enough. Play next to Wemby. Play next to Wemby or Chet. Or maybe there's another team he could be playing next to do this. Type deal, you know what I'm saying? Robert Williams, we got to see what he looks like post-injuries and if they're going to give him any big commitments. I'm assuming he'd be the first one out the door for them because he's injury prone. And injury prone centers is not good because you catch lobs and play elite defense and grab rebounds. But if you can't do that because you're injured, then we have a problem here, don't we? Definitely got a problem here. I'm assuming they're going to keep Jeremy Grant long term. I don't think Jeremy Grant wants to move around. By the way, people, the reason why Jeremy Grant keeps signing with bad teams is not because outside of bad teams, he likes playing for a black coach. I think that was said when he left for the Pistons, and they were like, "Why you go to the Pistons for?" Because they had a black coach, and he wants to play under a black coach. So I'm assuming that's another reason why he ended up re-signing. Quite honestly, outside of the money, I think that's the reason why he was re-signing. We'll see if Shaden Sharp, Dingy, who am I looking at? Simons, who might be out the door, and Scoot Henderson. We'll see if any one of those players take a step forward. Like I said, I was assuming they will. You know, I have to assume they will because they're young and they still will. At the same time, I don't know what Portland is planning on doing with their roster in general. I don't know. I just don't know, quite honestly. Hopefully, they know what they're doing, and hopefully, they have a brighter future or they have a what they have in mind. So if they don't, then I wouldn't be surprised. But that's it. That's for the Western Conference. I got through all 30 NBA teams like I wanted to get through. After this, I'll be starting up. I'll be starting up on some different basketball talk because I got a lot of different stuff I gotta get off to before the season start up. But you guys hit the like, comment, and subscribe for continually. I want to say daily uploads. I might take a little bit of break between for right now, but I will be back with more videos. And we'll be looking at some other stuff, you know what I'm saying? We'll be looking at some more in-depth stuff. But you guys hit the like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in your next NBA topic.